sparring today?
The man.
The man? Okay.
Canelo is teaching Ryan Garcia how to up jab and how to use the up jab to set up and disguise his left hook. Pay attention. The up jab is thrown when you are on the front foot and closer to your opponent. It is a great punch because it usually has virtually no telegraph. This is the same position you throw the left hook from, the front foot. Canelo is showing Ryan how he can up jab and then feint as if he's up jabbing again, but throw the left hook. This is a beautiful setup.
What do you think of Garcia after his loss to Tank? Do you still think he has that potential to be one of the best in the sport?
He have a lot of potential to be one of the biggest star in boxing.
Do you think it's like a mental thing when you have all that pressure and you go in there and you get, like, some would say you got embarrassed kind of?
It's hard. It's obviously it's hard. What I think he need to do is take that loss and learn from that loss. Mm-hmm. He need to fight soon to give in the eyes of the people who saw him fighting with Tank, right? Because no matter what, he's a big star. He's a big attraction for sure.
Yeah, this is fucking Mexico. Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Have some penalties this time again. The beat goes on in this offense, not just for the last 4 or 5 weeks.
It's awesome.
What's happening to you and Conor Benn? When can we get an announcement on that?
You see my announcement, so
Sorry guys, excuse me.
make sure that you guys stay tuned. September 12th.
Has Conor signed?
I don't know what he's done. I know what
Ahead of his WBC welterweight title defense, Ryan Garcia is reportedly training with none other than Mexican superstar Canelo Alvarez. The two boxers have shared a close bond since Ryan Garcia's early days when Canelo sparred and trained with the California native during their time together at Golden Boy Promotions. Even after Canelo's departure from Golden Boy, the Mexican has kept in touch with King Rai, and the two have been spotted together multiple times. Now, Canelo is looking to regain his titles when he takes on Christian Mbili in his first fight since his defeat to Terrence Crawford. Garcia, meanwhile, is looking to earn his second consecutive victory when he takes on Conor Benn on September 12th. Interestingly, both boxers have a fight on the same day, except that Canelo will be fighting Mbili for the WBC super middleweight world title.
And of course, I know everyone was trying to say, oh, Canelo's going to take easy fight when he comes back, but we know you're not like that. No. Christian Mbili is a very accomplished fighter, very tough, lots of pressure, young, fresh. But why did you pick him?
He's a champion. He's a good fighter. I think it's gonna be. He got a good style. It's gonna be a good fight for the fans. And he's a champion. And yes, everybody think I'm gonna take an easy fight, but no, I like to go straight with the champion.
Canelo likes to fight champions, and according to him, there is no better boxer than Christian Mbili for his comeback fight. Speaking of Ryan, he's fighting Conor Benn, who has never been a world champion, but is a major threat regardless. Benn has been looking for the opportunity to fight Ryan Garcia for a long time now, and he's finally got that chance. Just after his victory over Regis Prograis, Benn made his feelings clear on Ryan Garcia. He called him a coward for wanting to fight him after his victory over Mario Barrios. Benn felt that Ryan had an underwhelming performance against Barrios, while his own victory over Prograis was a statement victory which propelled Garcia to chase him for his title defense. Benn exuded confidence about this fight, stating that he's ready for the smoke.
The word Ryan Garcia, who you've been, chirping with for a while now, called you out, says he wants you next.
Of course,
he knows he's going to be fighting in July.
Of course he calls me out now. Of course he calls me out now. Where you been the past 2 years?
Right.
Where you been? And that's cowardly behaviour. Of course he wants, what, you want the smoke now? You want to be vocal now? Coward.
So why are you saying that he's being vocal now?
Well, because I've just gone 10 rounds with Regis, probably. But ultimately his performance with Barrios weren't entertaining, weren't exciting. So if he wants to go there, where you been when I've been vocal? You've been scared. You know, so it's like, cool, let's run it next. No problem. I'll go in July. Let's go in July.
Even with the cuts, not going to be an issue?
I've got a hyperbaric chamber at home, so that'll heal up lively. And I'll be straight to it.
You have it at home. That's like some Dragon Ball Z stuff.
I invest in my health.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm ready to go. So seriously, July, if he wants it.
Garcia, too, has been vocal about his desire to fight Benn, but his motive is purely to get revenge. Garcia thinks Benn is too brash and rude, and he wants to show the British boxer his place. In a recent interview, Garcia not only talked about the upcoming fight, he brought up the dirty history, with Benn recalling a moment when the British boxer aggressively approached the American star and physically pressed him while Garcia's wife was standing right there watching the situation get ugly. Garcia admitted that this exact moment made the upcoming bout incredibly personal. Garcia therefore isn't just looking to retain his championship, he is on a bitter revenge mission to violently punish Benn for that night. Besides, Benn happens to be his mandatory challenger, making this even more interesting.
Yeah, that's that is being worked on. You know, me and my team, we're trying to, you know, finalize it and make it happen. It's a fight that I really want, but there's also other options. You know, so if it doesn't get done, you know, we're also looking at Rolly Romero and other, you know, opponents that we can fight. But that fight I would love to make happen. I want that one bad. He's been a little too long. He actually came and confronted me at an event while I was with my wife, and it was just crazy.
Recently?
About a year and a half ago, and I still remember that. It's like, bro, we're all in suits. Calm down. What are you doing? Like, be professional, buddy. This is like, it reminded me of the movie Southpaw, you know, when he gets confronted and then she ends up getting shot. Like, bro, you need to chill. But yeah, I would love to make that happen, but it's not done yet.
What do you make of him as a fighter?
I think he's a good fighter. He's too aggressive. A little too aggressive.
How so?
He's a little reckless in the ring. But I do think that he has a lot of tenacity, and he makes for a good fight, an entertaining fight every time he steps in the ring. But yeah, I will show him that there's definitely levels to this, and yeah.
Is he 145?
I mean, he's number one. So he's my mandatory.
Right.
So yeah.
This isn't the only interview where Garcia talked about his upcoming fight with Benn. Just last week, Garcia was on ESPN doing an interview with Stephen A. Smith. Here he brought up the rivalry between him and Benn once again. This time, however, his attitude seemed different. He explained that it's the right time for him to take on big fights and make a name for himself. Garcia didn't stick to just that, however. He talked about his dream of becoming the face of boxing and how he looks forward to setting an example for the young boxers out there. Garcia is one of the most popular names, and he wants to be the role model for the younger generation who looks up to him, and so this upcoming fight is a serious affair in his eyes.
Here we are.
Look at that. Yeah, he brought the belt with him. It was shining, carrying it on his shoulder and everything. Okay, let's get right into it. Conor Benn called you out last month, and you immediately said, hey, let's do it. So what makes you so eager for this fight to happen?
Well, I mean, he's been talking for some time. It hasn't even just been recently. You know, it's been maybe a year, 2 years. He actually pulled up on me in London and, you know, tried to fight me, start some trouble at a reward show. So ever since then, he's been on my radar. But since he's number one and I'm world champion, I said, let's do it. You know, there's no more waiting. Let's just get it on.
That's right.
I love that. I love the fact that he talks the way that he talks. I love the fact that you don't hesitate to back it up when you have the opportunity to do so. I want to know, however, where your headspace is at from the standpoint, once upon a time, you were thinking about being the face of boxing. Do you still think about that right now, or is it just one of those situations where having only 3 fights in the last 3 years, you're just simply taking one fight at a time?
Well, you know, as I'm a world champion now, and now that I feel like I have the belt, and, you know, I've always had the following, I've always had, you know, all the opportunities you can have as a superstar. You know, now that I have this piece that I kind of was missing, of course, I would love to keep fighting and kind of carry boxing. I actually lead this generation of young fighters of popularity and now of being a world champion. So I have all the opportunities to become the face of boxing, but now I just have to prove it with my dedication and all my fights that are going to be lined up. I have to do it now.
During the interview, Stephen A. Smith brought up Garcia's loss to Tank Davis, asking him how the defeat affected him. Garcia's response was quick and direct, explaining that the fight with Tank was not an even fight, with the lightweight champion imposing several restrictions and adding several clauses in the contract. Garcia hopes to get the rematch with Tank, but this time he implied that he wants a fair fight. Garcia seemed annoyed that Stephen would bring up a right from years ago and lashed out at the host.
You've been through a lot. I'm not here to talk about that. I'm a fan of yours. I think you're great for the sport of boxing. When you're winning, I think boxing is better served because of it, because of how electrifying you can be. I want to get back to the loss to Gervonta Davis only from this perspective.
Okay.
It wasn't so much that it was a loss. It was that because you lost, it seemed like that was so devastating for you that it was so much to overcome. I want you to speak to how you believe that loss affected you and what kind of impact you thought it had on you in terms of your boxing career.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. In the landscape of boxing at that time, nobody was fighting each other. We were in a very bad time in boxing. Everybody was scared of each other. Everybody was ducking each other. Everybody was trying to protect the O. I went and took all the clauses that Gervonta Davis put on me, and I'm the one that made that fight happen. Yes, the result didn't go my way, but if you really want boxing to propel, you can't be worried about that. All you can do is dust yourself off, get back, and prove yourself again. You know, if I have an opportunity to do a rematch with him, guess what? We're going to do it on my terms and even terms, and then guess what? Let's see what's going to happen then. I'm a world champion now. What has he been doing? Why are we talking about him? He hasn't been doing nothing, Stephen. You're lucky you're in Los Angeles. It's kind of easier to handle with you, right?
Stephen A. Smith also brought up the topic of juggling between 140 and 147 pounds. Garcia dismissed the concerns about weight, stating that he trusts his strength and conditioning team and will follow the instructions they provide him. Besides, he's confident at 140 pounds, and he feels that a fight with Tank Davis at this weight would be perfect for him and the fans. He also talked about the possibility of a mega fight after the Conor Benn fight. Names like Jaron Boots Ennis were being dropped by Smith. However, Garcia rejected all of them and made it clear that only one name was on his mind, and that was the high-stakes rematch with Devin Haney. Both fighters being champions at 147 pounds means it's a massive fight, and they could potentially fight for the undisputed welterweight world title in the near future.
Him, I wanted to talk about you because with Conor Benn, he fights at 147. So I'm wondering, like, if you're going to fight him, where would you fight him at, number one? And number two, are you saying that from 140 to 147, you're willing to fluctuate and move back and forth as opposed to just moving up in weight or whatever? What's your intent?
Well, my intent, look at my strength and conditioning coach, he said that he believes that I can make 140 comfortably. You know, I trust, the people, my team around me. If their opportunity presents itself, I would love to fight Shakur Stevenson, or we could bring Gervonta back, from wherever he's at, resurrect him for, you know what I mean? Like, let's go. I want that. Right. If the opportunity presents itself, I just want boxing to be at the top. I want to make these fights happen, and I know I could beat these guys. Conor Benn, of course, 147, I would love to defend my title, and if that happens, let's do that too.
Yeah, you know what? I'd be remiss. I mean, listen, you're going to mention Conor Benn or whatever. I'm getting sick and tired of people talking about themselves at the welterweight division without mentioning the name Boots Ennis, because this brother is special as well, and we don't bring up that name nearly as much. When I think about Ryan Garcia, I think about a cat that I believe is box office. When he's on his game, he's must watch. No question about it. Is there a specific individual that you believe out there immediately after, assuming you fight Conor Benn and that happens and you win, is there a mega fight out there that you think everybody wants to see that stands above the crowd?
There's only one. It's Devin Haney. We already know the history. We already know what happened. I don't want to get into that. But the world wants to see that again. I have something to prove. He has something to prove. That's the only fight that would make sense. Will it happen?
But before Garcia takes on anyone in his next fight, he has to face Conor Benn first. The experts are busy predicting this fight, and many have shared their opinions. Benn's previous opponent, Regis Prograis, shared his opinion on the fight and claimed that Benn is possessed and hungry for a world title. He believes that Benn could take down Ryan purely because he's so determined to win a title. Prograis believes that while Ryan is the more skilled and talented boxer, Benn possesses immense power, and he could very well use his power against Ryan Garcia, bringing him him down in the ring. Overall, Prograis called this an interesting fight, and he's eager to see who wins this one.
Good. You know, at the end of the fight, you know, he called out Ryan Garcia. That was a guy that we never mentioned, and it seems like Ryan's really interested in the fight as well. He calls him a bum. You know, what do you think? Do you think that Ryan really can beat, you know, Conor Benn as well? I mean, it seems like Conor Benn's eyes are locked in on that WBC title at welterweight.
It's hard to beat a man that's possessed. It really is. You know, it feel like Conor Benn is possessed. I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, I look at him in his eyes, and you don't gotta be that. You don't gotta be that good, bro. You don't have to have that much skill when you possessed on something. You really, really want something you possessed on. You don't have to have that much skill. So he's possessed, bro. Conor Benn is possessed. He wants that. He wants that WBC strap, and he might get it. The thing is with Ryan, I think Ryan does have better skill. Ryan is fast, big hook and stuff like that, but kind of has power, you know, and power can change everything, bro. You know, when you got power, one punch can change everything. So I think it'll be a very interesting fight. Like I said, I think that skill wise, of course, I lean more towards Ryan, but Conor's hungry. You know, it's hard to beat somebody that's hungry, that wants to be a champion. It's hard to beat him, bro. And it'll be, if they do make that fight happen, it'll be very interesting to see what'll happen with it.
Aid Oladipo and Gareth A. Davies recently broke down this fight and feel that Benn has 0 chances of winning. They claim that this is a fight at welterweight, a division where Benn will have to drain himself to make weight on fight night. Benn is a natural 154-pound fighter, and therefore he'll have to make a huge sacrifice if he wants to grab his first world title.
I'm probably more interested in that, to see whether Benn can withstand the Garcia power and whether he can put anything on Garcia. I still see Garcia as a big favourite in that fight. Yeah. And then maybe we get the Devin Haney fight next. Are these two going to fight at welterweight, though? Is Benn going to have to strip down to welterweight? Because
100% welterweight fight.
Did he?
He didn't. But his body hasn't got down to 150 for a long time. I wonder now if... And look, Conor's always in the gym. I kind of stalk him on Instagram. Always in the gym. So I just wonder now if he decided to start from a lower point down so he doesn't have to make or cut that much weight. But it is for a welter. I would hate, and I'm saying this now, I would hate if they try and say WBC welterweight title fight at 150. No, we can't keep doing this. If you want a world title fight, you've got to make the weight. And it has to make 147. And look, whether or not he can make it is up to him, but the WBC can't be given that much leeway for world title fights. I think
Floyd Schofield Sr. also shared his predictions for the fight, and while he favors Ryan Garcia for his superior skills and the left hook, he believes that the only way Ryan can win this fight is by knocking out Benn. Schofield believes that Benn isn't a dangerous fighter, but he's looking to use his power and knock his opponent out if he gets the opportunity. Schofield feels that Garcia should use his left hook and try to get rid of Benn before he gets hunted. Schofield also talked about boxing politics and hopes that this fight won't get canceled because of politics. He's interested in this fight and wishes Garcia to give his best.
You know, he calls out Ryan Garcia. At the end of the day, Ryan Garcia has a great performance against Mario Barrios. But in the same time, he proved himself by winning that fight. Conor Benn, never been a world champion. Him going up to fight Ryan Garcia, if those two styles clash, who would you favor?
Ryan.
Why?
Ryan got that dynamite and Conor get hit. So it's like, will Conor chin take that? Nobody cannot act like Ryan don't have a good hook. So to count Ryan out just because Conor could put a lot of pressure, throw a lot of punches, have some smarts, you know, I don't know. I haven't seen Conor get hit with a left hook that hard yet. So we don't know if Conor could take it. So Team Golden Boy, I'm going to ride with Ryan. You know, I'm a little biased.
Yeah.
You know, so I have to ride with Ryan.
Is it easy work, do you think? Or do you think he knocks Conor Benn out?
That's the only way he's going to win. If he don't knock Conor Benn out, he's going to lose. Conor Benn going to outwork him, put a lot of pressure, a lot of punishment. He's going to have to rely on...
He didn't knock out Mario Barrios, and he still got the,
Marius Barrios.
Strap.
Marius Barrios is a big guy.
Yeah, bigger than Conor Benn.
He's not as right. He's not as small as people think he is. We be in the gym with him, you know, so we see him firsthand. He's not a little guy. So we just gotta wait. Styles make fights, and you never know what a person go through while they're in camp. That makes a lot, too. That means a lot too. But I hope they fight because there's so much politics, you know, in boxing. You never know. We could hope we could hear these fights, but then when it comes down to that room of negotiations, a lot of deals get blown and thrown out.
Right.
The boxing world has mixed opinions on this fight. Ryan Garcia is the favorite, no doubt, but Conor Benn's fire and determination make him a dangerous opponent to downplay. But who do you have winning this fight? Drop your prediction in the comments. That's all for today. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next video.